She went for a hot potato.
She's banging trouble here, look.
It was a whole potato as well.
John, you striped her up with one of your taters.
It was hotter than Hades. Danny is here now to talk to us. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
Did you stripe anybody up with your cakes and your bakes?
Yeah.
I had a go, Ben, I had a go.
How was it?
Have you done it, any of you?
No.
No.
It is hard work, and there's no help.
Was it stressful?
Were you expecting help?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, considering I've never baked. But they send loads of gear to your house, so I had mixers and all sorts of, like, apparatus, but I weren't really about, so I didn't practice. But then I thought, actually, I might have had a result because you get to keep all the gear, but then they don't. They come and pick it all up.
Took the gear back as well.
They send you loads of flour. I had about 800 eggs in my house all plotted up, but I had a go. I think it's such an amazing cause and stuff, you know, stand up to cancer. I watched my Danny do MasterChef.
Yes.
With the lovely John.
Really well.
She got robbed on that, by the way, John.
What happened? Yeah.
Where she got elbowed a bit early.
She did not.
She done a nice bit of venison.
I praised her. She was wonderful. Incredible.
Anyway, I watched how hard that was, and that's weeks and weeks of it. I thought, the tent's only 2 days.
Right.
Yes.
Did our Alison give you a hand at any stage at all?
No, not really. She laughed at me a lot.
Sounds like Al.
She's lovely, Al.
Can you just...
They're not allowed to help you.
Your cake that you were doing, that was quite a construction. What was the idea behind the cake?
Right, so basically, our week was your biggest failure, which is all you need in a cake. I've had many failures, and so one that's quite PG and tame was that I did build myself into a wardrobe when I was younger.
What? Wow.
Well, me and my missus got our first gaff, and we had a kid and stuff, and I tried to be the geezer, and I built a wardrobe into
like
a tiny...
It was
and it was in a tiny little room. So I was trying to create a walk-in wardrobe in Canning Town, and I put the back on it first, and then I couldn't get out. So I had to smash through the back of it to then get out of the wardrobe, which my missus still mocks me about today.
Funny that.
So basically, I tried to build... I'd done a cake with 8 layers of sponge, cut an hole in it, put myself in it with an hammer, and...
it's like something from The Shining.
It was hard. It was hard, though, because you shouldn't put 8 layers of sponge...
You've got tilt, hadn't you?
Well, they had to do my one first because it was going to fall over.
Like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And when you said
Leaning
before...
Tower of Pisa, that's what it is.
Exactly. And when you said before you got all the apparatus arriving to your house, where were you then if you weren't there? Were you filming Jilly Cooper?
Yeah, so not, it's a very surreal thing, me baking cakes, but me baking cakes with a moustache as well. I've got a great big Tom Selleck going on, so I was filming in Bristol. I didn't really have time. It does add to the madness of it, me, with a great big tash, I must say.
But you were... So it's... There we go, there you go. I think it quite suits you, Dan.
He was filming...
Well, you've got to get on with it, innit? You know, it proves I'm a proper actor. So anyone out there that doubts it, I can grow a tash.
You certainly committed your upper lip to the cause.
Absolutely, and so it's a really cool thing, Rivals, Disney thing, so there's a lot of tashes.
Dermot's wife is directing some of them.
They did a few episodes.
But it's one of Jilly Cooper's novels, quite racy novel?
Yeah, it's filth, Ben.
But it's... is it as filth with those teeth?
It's brilliant. You know, it's one of her better books. It's a real big cast with Tennant, Aidan Turner. It's got Catherine Parkinson in it. There's loads of us, you know, running around in the 80s, quite relevant at the moment.
And what's your character?
I play a guy called Freddie Jones, who's like a billionaire.
Nice.
I'm sort of based on Alan Sugar.
Oh, really?
And I talk Japanese in it.
So do you have...
So not only can I bake cakes, I can speak Japanese.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a great part. So it's a bit like Succession. That's all I'll say to you. There's a lot of people in it that you hate. But my character's really lovely, and everyone's trying to get his investment and stuff. And so he's a working class sort of rich man, and I loved it. I love the 80s anyway. The 80s for me, you know, it takes me back to my childhood and stuff. So it was a very lavish affair, and I loved it.
Yes. Now we're very excited as well because you have an exclusive announcement for us today, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to build it up too much, though.
Come on, we've got to build it up because it's big news.
Yeah, OK, well, I'm doing Soccer Aid.
Yeah!
I got asked.
You've been asked?
I got asked for the 2nd year. I had a little run out last year, and it's an amazing thing to do.
Yes.
Last year, we raised over 14 mil. UNICEF, you know, the stuff they do, you don't realise.
That's amazing.
It's all around the world for kids with malnutrition and disease, you know, fighting all these things and for us to play football. You've done it. I mean, why don't you do it no more? Let's have it right.
I'm very old and my knees aren't quite up to it. I've done 10 years. I did the first sort of 5 or 6, 7.
Yeah, you had a good run, didn't you?
Talk about filth. He is a bit on the football.
You did smash into someone and played someone's
One or
leg.
two. All the ex-Spurs players, though, Danny, so you'd approve. Don't worry. Davids, Berbatov.
It's such an experience, I must say.
And it's at Stamford Bridge this year?
It's at Stamford Bridge this year.
So you can walk home?
I did play at Old Trafford.
Yes.
Yeah.
But some great people involved in it. And I'm going to have another go, I think. I'm honoured to be asked to do it again. So let's see what happens, you know? Let's see what happens.
Amazing
Absolutely.
stuff. So when is Bake Off? Someone in our area. Sunday. So Sunday is your episode?
Yeah.
At 7:40.
7:40, get involved, donate, and let's fight cancer.
Amazing.
Excellent. Thank you. Good luck with that.